Hey everybody, Dylan Distraction here, coming to you live from Batlantic Studios. Thought I'd do a quick back to the drawing board, talk about comic book shorts on my drawing table. Keep working on Nuke Force, my creator on comic book series, coming soon to Kickstarter. Thank you everybody that likes my work, supports my work, shares my work, thumbs up, likes, subscribes, yabba yabba. But yeah, I appreciate it. Really, I love when people comment and tell me stuff that they enjoy about what I'm doing. Being a creative professional is kind of a solitary endeavor, so it is always nice when I get feedback and people are positive and they like my work and they tell me that they think it's fun or cool, or yeah, I just appreciate it. So you don't have to, but if you want to comment and say how awesome I am, you can. I mean, if you want to. So appreciate everybody for liking my work, thumbs up, sharing, commenting, and check out my affiliate links. I'm going to be doing affiliate links for pens and pencils and paper. I know here I'm just drawing with an iPad, but hey, I put an affiliate link for an iPad up there if that's what you want. Working in Procreate here using the True Grit Texture Supply brush set, Craft Tone dots, and yeah, I've been drawing now for what, 2 hours, and I've almost got one panel done. So that's good. So there you go. Nuke Force, Claudia, Mr. Malto, Major Grit, Pump Station. Yeah, I love these characters. I love drawing these characters. I'm going to keep drawing these characters. So there's going to be a Kickstarter coming soon for these characters and the series. So stay tuned. Keep your eyes peeled. And appreciate everybody that has supported my work and continues to support my work. It's not lost on me that this is a challenging time in the world. A lot going on. And I appreciate everyone that loves comics and sports comics and comic book creators. It means the world to me. It means so much to me, and I'm so grateful and appreciative. Thank you. So this is just me talking and drawing. So please comment, like, subscribe, thumbs up, share. I'll try to answer questions. If I see questions that people post at some point, I'll try to answer them if possible. Oh, that's the wrong one. I want magenta. See, that'll screw you up. You're selecting the wrong. There we go. And make sure, not only do you have to make sure you're on the correct layer, you have to make sure that you're using the correct brush, because they're all broken down by color. So the magenta has to use the magenta. It gets a little tough to see sometimes with all of them going, so sometimes I'll just delete the ones I don't need and be like, all right, I'm just going to work on the magenta plate here. That's that, and that's that. And the reason why I call it plates is because when I worked at the newspaper, you would actually print out giant pieces of film and then burn them onto plates. And at the time, I was like, what? That's how things are printed? That's crazy. So I didn't realize how cool that was at the time, that I got to be around that and see it. I don't know if people even know how to do that anymore. It was kind of a lost art at the time. Now I'm sure it's forgotten in the attics of history. In the history of history. But forever grateful and appreciative. I've had such a great publishing career. I've done a lot in publishing. I sometimes have to remind myself, like, oh yeah, no, you worked at a newspaper, you were an art director, you worked on magazines, you did trade show graphics, you were at comic book conventions, you've self-published, you've been published, you have had your illustrations published, you worked at a small publisher in Yarmouth, you teach design and illustration, and you're like, I'm like, oh yeah, I have done a lot of stuff. It makes the rejection that much easier to take, because comic book publishing in general, a lot of rejection, just kind of the nature of it. People are like, no thanks, not interested, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, well, that's just kind of how it goes. So you'll see here, but that's the magenta plate. Throw the cyan plate in there, and then the yellow plate. Right, that's just the yellow plate. A lot of yellow in this particular sequence. So there you go. You got a little bit of ground, you got a little bit of a sky, you got Toxic Nightmare, you got Nuke Force, you got some gray, you got some dots, some black zipatone dots to kind of help everything pop forward. Now, probably what I do is I want cloudy as cloud to have a little more cloudiness to it to kind of help it. Not in super vital that I do something like this, but I could just kind of help to make that pop a little bit by doing something like this. Giving that a little shine, like it's got a little bit of a something, and then going in and just kind of doing that. Not super important, won't make or break the composition, but doesn't hurt to have that. So that we know that she's creating this toxic cloud. So Cloudy's ability is she creates these toxic clouds. She's got toxic gas clouds. And Mr. Molto is a living volcano because nuclear waste is stored in volcanoes and caves. And pump station, often with nuclear reactors, they have like cooling pumps. Everything's kind of water cooled. So he's got radioactive cooling water. And Major Grit controls gravity. Because why not? Has the ability to change densities. So yeah, I think that's looking good. So she's got the toxic gas cloud. Mr. Molto, Major Grit. Would you see Major Grit's cape? No, I guess not. I think all that makes sense visually. Let me try something with his eyes. I'm not sure. Sometimes I'll draw him with pupils, and sometimes I'll do him very C.C. Beck. Very C.C. Beck, where he's just like, yeah, I think I like that better. Captain Marvel Shazam, where he's just got these kind of less defined pupils. It's more just kind of like this shadow. Yeah, that looks better. We'll go with that. Let's lock that, because messing up the ink layer is a bummer. Go back to magenta. Oops. See? Messing up the ink layer is a bummer, so make sure you lock it, kids. Would have just screwed it up right there. Alright, that looks dope. Cool. So, yeah, that makes sense. Hands coming at you. Everybody looks cool. Not the best panel I've ever done, but not the worst. So that's kind of where we're at with this. Not the best panel, not the worst panel. I'll take it. Let's put a little more cyan right down here. Cool. Awesome. All right, so that's 2 panels. How long did that take me? How long have we been doing this? Like an hour-ish or more, probably, for 2 panels. I still have 2 more panels to go on this page, right? So you see how being a creative professional comic book artist, it's just time-consuming. So that's me dropping in paper texture with grit, right? So that's what a page looks like. It's daunting. When I sit down, I kind of have to chip away piece by piece because I don't know how much time I'll be able to give to something. I don't know how long I'll have. So the great thing about working on the iPad is I can just kind of start and stop and start and stop and work on something, do something else, work on something, doing something else. The other thing I probably do is I didn't give this guy much of a, let's do a little black dot pressure right here. That's too much. Let's do a little bit less than that. Let's do a little bit of black dot pressure right there. That looks good. There we go. There you go. That'll help make that look more three-dimensional, but I don't want to do too much. I don't want it to be too much. Kind of want to add a little bit of this and that. Particularly because with these issues, I want to print them in color and in black and white. And so if I drop out all the color, having a little bit of that dot pattern in there will help this to kind of push it backwards and forward. So that's why I would do that. And I could do that guy in gray. I'll leave him like that. So That's why working comic books is so much fun, so rewarding, so challenging, because it's time consuming. And anybody that tries to take an AI shortcut is cheating themselves out of the joy of making, cheating themselves out of the art, out of the craft, out of the time and energy to learn and practice and struggle and succeed. That's where the value is. If you decide to just skip to the finished thing, if you plug in a bunch of prompts and spit out something that looks kind of like a comic book, it's got no heart, no value. I won't care. You won't care. No one will care. It's soulless. And so that's why, especially with comic book art, especially with being a creative professional, you have to get in there and learn and practice and struggle and succeed and fail. That's the only way you're going to make anything that's going to be remembered or valued. So please, 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 really, do your best. Try your hardest. Make stuff you're passionate about. And that's how you'll be appreciated. That's the work you'll appreciate. And that's how we all just kind of keep going and keep moving forward. Why do I still read John Romita comic books? Right? Because this stuff's beautiful. It's all hand-drawn. It's all created by a person. You know, I'll buy these in whatever format they come out in. That was art of Amazing Spider-Man, recently produced by Dark Horse. This is another really nice one, John Romita. This is an IDW book, Artisan edition. I think it's the same interiors, but just different format, different size. Look at this stuff. Like, that's so great. All that brushwork. Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff I love, so that's the kind of stuff I make. Hopefully you enjoy work like this. Nuke Force, my homage to Jack Kirby, John Romita, Eric Larson. There's a lot of Eric Larson in this too, I think. At least I think. That's definitely the kind of stuff I love, so that's the kind of stuff I'm making, and hopefully that's the kind of stuff you love too. I'd say that there's some CC Beck in this for sure. Some Captain Marvel Shazam. That was definitely something I was looking at. I'm just kind of looking over my bookcase right now. There's stuff I think jumps out at me. There's some Rob Liefeld in here. There's some Greg Capullo. I'm just naming character artists. John Romita Jr. There's some Paul Pelletier. There's some David Finch. Kinda. Some of those. Frank Miller, for sure. Definitely that. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoy comic books and like my comic books and want to support them. Go to makecomicscool.com. Dylan Andrews Art. Batlantic Store, Batlantic Studios, and affiliate links for art supplies. So if you were like, oh man, when he's drawing traditionally, when he's drawing stuff like Major Grit, like this one, or this one that I drew, or this one that I drew, or this one that I drew, which will be the cover. If you love this kind of stuff, I'm going to put affiliate links in for all these pens and pencils and brushes. I use these micron PNs quite a bit. Really loving these tombows. These are great. They come in two different sort of tips. So these are great. These are great. These are great. I could do a whole comic with just these four. And probably some whiteouts. So for whiteouts, we're doing the Posca, which are great. And then for like panel borders, I do Faber-Castell Pitt pens. I use Pacific Arc clutch pencils for blue. And I don't have my other blue pencil over here, but I have another blue pencil too that I use quite a bit. That's a technical pencil, like a clicky pencil as they are called. That one's great too. Oh, these brush pens are great too. Maybe I'll put these on the affiliate link. And then good to have, like, if you're doing gray wash, I'm not doing as much gray wash lately, but these are great. They're like watercolor brushes. These are great. There's so many great things. Oh, these erasers are great. I like the color of them too. Pentel Tri-Eraser. Try it. Try erasers. Everybody try them. So I'll definitely be posting affiliate links for all those. The paper I'm using is Strathmore Bristol. So I'll definitely be posting affiliate links for those. Please check them out. Please, that helps support the channel. The channel. DylanDistraction.com helps me make more comic books. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Hopefully you're having a wonderful February. Questions, comments, concerns, please post in the chat. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, share. Okay, thanks. Bye.